Movie notes on 2017 film Darkest Hour. This is my notes from my 24 April 2025 viewing. And I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And my description for this movie, for this viewing, is it's a biographical film about the role of British Prime Minister Winston Churchill during World War II. And I've chosen to pace in the room, walking and talking. I decided that this morning, I've seen it before, and I was like, this movie really highlights him in a walking capacity, in a movement capacity. It was a big theme in movies and music videos in the 2010s decade, and it's still around as a trend, the kind of like walking or running as a form of movement. Personally, I could use some rest. I'm only human. But maybe you don't, but I do. But I was like, in the spirit of it, and I watched it again and I was like, I remembered it correctly. I would actually describe this, so I won't over talk the plot or like the person, because a lot of people really adore the man and know the story, and so I don't want to trigger anybody by details. So I want to focus on the I would like, maybe like if I were to say there was an approach to a movie, it very much comes across as like a mannerisms movie, where it really takes Winston Churchill and his team / his family, and really highlights them on like a really basic human level of like, how did they interact with others, or how did they walk, or how did they hold a cigar, or that kind of thing, or how did his assistant type on the typewriter, or how did she deliver a certain like kind of news to him. So I would say it's a very much mannerisms movie, which I imagine, I don't actually know. Well, I have acted in a play before, and have these YouTube videos, but it might be fun as an actor, I guess perhaps is what I'm trying to say, is in a role like this in a movie that's kind of this approach in terms of like, maybe they know the person and they're like, I think he might have come up with like how to say this because he had this habit or this mannerism. And so like the mannerism actually impacted the delivery, so to speak. And so like, I kind of, in watching, I was like, it'd be kind of cool if that's like, that went into like an actor or an actress's choice for a role. As well, Weather Station Leonhardi, the little top turning. And then let's see. And then I was also thinking about how to survive with soulmates in a time of war. So thinking of my soulmates. And I was, I've been talking about like the mindset of me moving in with my Josh. It was like, it kind of started out with me moving out, and then it transitioned to me moving in, and I got that kind of head wrapped around that for my Josh and my Leon. And I was like, how about in like a wartime survival kind of thing, and like one step further is quote unquote bring him in. I was like, maybe that's for my Josh, my Leon, and my Kels, pronounced like Kelp, Kels was born 1987. He's a California boy. He lives in California currently, Los Angeles area, Southern California anyway. Born what, 1987? Okay, so the spirit animal's Russian hamster. He's at least part Russian ethnically. So anyway, so it's like my parents are okay with any of them coming to move me in with them. Okay, and then some of my soulmates, not all of them, make me dry by talking about sex too much. My Josh, my Leon, and my Kels are guys I have only been wet with when we canoodle. Yes, and I was like, in times of survival, if I have to rank my guys, and I've not once been dry with a guy, they're at the top of the list. So, there we go. Anyway, there's my movie notes for 2017 film Darkest Hour. My movie notes on Darkest Hour 2017 film, 24 April 2025 viewing.